Hello friends, family, and other people on the internet. This is LC Hines, and today we're going to be talking about Deadpool. So Deadpool was a film that came out on February 14th. Everyone was looking forward to it, including myself. Wasn't no Star Wars for me, but I was looking forward to it a lot. Deadpool is based off of the comic book character Deadpool. Very popular character in recent times, mainly gained popularity through the video game that came out. Deadpool is a character who has the ability to break the fourth wall. That means he's aware of the fact that he's a comic book character. Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool in this film marvelously, by the way, and this movie was just freaking fantastic. I mean, everything about it was great. It was hilarious, the action was superb, the performances were great, and it was just all around, a fantastic film. First thing I want to touch on is that Ryan Reynolds was fantastic as Wade Wilson / Deadpool. I mean, he delivered in every single scene, not just comedically, even though he was hilarious in every single scene. He delivered on some of the more dramatic moments as well, like the moment when he got physically deformed and he became Deadpool, and there was a part where he was walking down the street and people were like calling him names and making, like, not necessarily calling him names, but like saying, freak, what the hell happened to him, that must have been awful, like those scenes he really sold. Monica Baccarin, I believe say her name, as Vanessa, was fantastic. She had really great chemistry with Ryan Reynolds. A standout for me that I didn't expect was Colossus. Colossus was freaking awesome in this movie. I mean, they did him so much better than they did in any other of these X-Men movies before. He was just great. He looked great. Like, he had the striations. They didn't have a huge budget for this movie, but a lot of that went to that, and it shows. Colossus was freaking awesome. And he also has some pretty big laughs in the movie. What's the actress's name? I'll put it up here. Who played Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Negasonic Teenage Warhead was really cool in this movie. She had a cool costume. Like, I didn't expect the whole yellow X-Men costume to, like, play off really well in film, but it looks really good. Her power is really cool. They changed it up from the comics. In the comics, she's more just like a telepath, but in this movie, they kind of give her like atomic powers, and it's awesome. Who else? TJ Miller as Weasel was fantastic. He, of all the characters I liked, I feel like he's the one I remember the least. Like, even though he has a good rapport with Ryan Reynolds, I think I could have gotten a bit more from him. Blind Owl was fantastic. There's a really great moment with her, and if you've seen the movie Baby Hand, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. The cast worked great. The action was fantastic. It was all very smooth, all practical. They couldn't really afford to do these huge CGI things, even though there was one big CGI thing at the end, which is, something. Only thing I dislike about the movie really is the villain, Ajax. Now, he wasn't bad in the movie. The actor who played him, he did a really good job. He looked like he was having a lot of fun. He was menacing, but he was just this stereotypical British villain. They even made fun of that fact. It's just, the fact that they make fun of it doesn't take away from the fact that he's a stereotypical British villain, and it's just something that all these Marvel films do. I don't know, he's just the thing that resonated the least with me. The last thing I want to touch on is the fourth wall breaking. Now, it was handled perfectly in this film, and I think that's why they got Tim Miller to direct this movie, because Tim Miller wrote Zombieland, which is a film that came out a few years ago, that also broke the fourth wall. It directly talked to the audience. It made references to the fact that it was a movie. And I think Tim Miller really understands the right balance to set, because if you make it like too fourth wall breaky, it's gonna go into parody, and if it goes into parody, then it's gonna become a spoof film, and if it becomes a spoof film, then you're not gonna take the story seriously. This movie just hits it right on the nose. Just the end credit scene of this movie was awesome. It was hilarious. It was a great way to send off the movie. Gave you some ideas for the future. It was great. And one of the best Stan Lee cameos ever. This movie. So, Deadpool. Go see it. If you already haven't, it was perfect. It's rated R, and it's very rated R. Don't take your kids to see it if you have kids. Deadpool was great. I loved it. Hopefully you guys will love it. This is LC Hines. Thank you for watching.